Okay, folks, here we go. Beverly Hills, finally. I meant to put, I did this other episode today, which you can go check out, which is like a Bravo pop culture roundup. And there was just so much to talk to. That wound up being an hour talking about the Summer House trailer, Karen Huger's DUI footage that was just released like an hour and a half ago, which is horrifying. We have Erika Jayne's triumphant return to Chicago on Broadway. A bunch of stuff is in there. So that's a whole other episode to go check out. We're going to start the Beverly Hills recap right now, but I want to let you know the Salt Lake recap will probably be out on Saturday because I'm doing the Jeff Lewis show. I'm moderating it tonight, and it's just been very busy. So I'm not going to be able to work on that because I got to be up in Brea at like noon, and I'll be there till 11, and it's just going to be a really long day. But don't worry, it'll be there on Saturday, something to listen to when you are driving or flying or getting wherever you need to get to on the holidays. But folks, also good news. Well, good or bad news, depending on how you take this, is that this is the last new episode of Beverly Hills for the year. Not of So Bad It's Good, of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. They have a hiatus of the next 2 weeks. So they will come back not next Wednesday, not the next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after in 2025, if the alien drones don't completely end this in the world. Which probably they're not alien drones. Sorry, I'm still fixated on the alien drones. As always, we have to thank our good friend Juliana Carrozza, who takes the most amazing transcription for my Beverly Hills recaps. I could not do this without her. I always explain with like Salt Lake and all those other ones, it's me sitting there with an earpiece in, like pausing as I'm talking to you guys about the show. It's truly ridiculous. I'm not a fan of AI, but AI, there should be a way where AI can just transcribe a Salt Lake City episode for me. But it's anyway. So Juliana, she's an artist at transcribing. So thank you, Juliana. I truly appreciate you. Okay. Season 14, episode 5. We're only 5 episodes into this season, and it's getting messy, folks. The summary and the title of this episode, High Horses and Low Blows. High horses and low blows. Obviously, high horses because Kyle pulls a Lisa Vanderpump and reveals a mini horse pony at her event at the end at her house, which is cowboy themed. Thanks, Yellowstone. All this thanks Kemosabe. This should have been sponsored by Kemosabe and Yellowstone. So High Horses, I think, comes from there. And then Low Blows, I think that's something to do with Single PK and Mauricio on the town having people do low blows. No, it's just low blows means fighting between the women. The description the cable company gives us, the sand settles after Oceanside, but the ladies return home with unresolved feelings. Don't we all just have unresolved feelings our entire life? Like everything's just unresolved feeling. We'll be on our deathbed with unresolved feelings. Garcelle enjoys her recently finished beach house. Okay, I was speculating, remember, that their trip to Oceanside was at Garcelle's, but we do get to see Garcelle's finished beach house in this episode. Erika navigates deep-rooted emotions with her therapist. Heyo, Dr. Jen Mann is back. Her therapist that we've seen over the last couple of seasons. Bose, our new cast member, Bose, defends Doute when Sutton delivers some low blows. That's the low blow. I'm going to deliver some low blows. It's me, Sutton. I ain't taking no guff this season. I said, no, I'm going to deliver some low blows. The last scene is fantastic. We have a Camille Grammer appearance. And Doute, it like kind of ends Camille in certain ways. But what's so amazing about these ladies in these shows, Salt Lake does this brilliantly as well. Like the hot potato will be on like Doute and Sutton, and then all of a sudden Camille gets involved, and it's like, okay, Camille, now it's your turn. And it's like this it's like Sutton all of a sudden should have to worry about Bose saying that she weaponized the conversation because now we're calling Camille the see you next Tuesday word repeatedly. A really interesting, I thought that last scene was amazing. Now, I was reading some of the discourse, yeah, we call it discourse, online, and, I posted this image of Doute, I thought ending Camille Grammer saying the see you next Tuesday word, and a lot of people are like, it's all phony baloney and fake and blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. Come on, it's Christmas time, it's the holidays. Can't we believe in one thing? Can't we just love these episodes for what they are. Can't we just put away our Grinch heart that are it's sizes too small, and our Ebonies or Scrooges, and just learn to love and appreciate the insanity. Yes, it is fun to be mad at these shows, but like, come on, I thought that last scene was fantastic. Really? You thought it was bad? I thought it was fantastic. We start off, as we always do, with scenes from previous episodes, previously on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And Kathy's going, we're going to go on a little trip. Okay, we're off to Oceanside. And we see the women in Oceanside in like one of those like Jeep golf carts. And then they took their boat trip. Remember where Sutton got all horny for the boat captain? I say, I love the cut of this man's khakis. I say, ooh, it's making me feel things I haven't felt in years. Ahoy, matey, I say. And then we saw them like playing relay races in the sand with the big Kathy Hilton faces. Now I know some of you guys don't listen to every episode because how possibly could you? There's only so many hours in a day. But I went to I reached the highest high last week going to Kathy Hilton's DirecTV holiday party last Tuesday night. The highest of highs. And then by Saturday, the lowest of lows when I found out that Kathy Hilton has blocked me on Instagram. It's okay, folks. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. And the message that I have to keep reminding myself is, I was like, wow, what could it possibly be? It literally, and then I was like, well, it could be, like, I know I didn't do anything at her house. I didn't do anything crazy there. I mean, I was just salivating over the Salt Lake City Housewives, but, I've done a Kathy character on here. I will continue to do the Kathy character on here. It is done with love. I always start off these episodes saying, if you are a housewife, do not, or even a friend of, or affiliated with the show, don't listen to this. You are going to get your feelings hurt, and I am not trying to hurt your feelings. Kathy Hilton is a legend. And she's also so fun to talk about. She's kooky, she's crazy, and I think she kind of knows it. But I mean, maybe it was me, because she was like, me and Rick, we've had sexy photos in the past, and I keep them in a lockbox at Wells Fargo. And then I speculated that Rick, every birthday, gets to go to the bank and look at the lockbox and salivate over the sexy pictures he took with Kathy Hilton. Remember, she was like, in Vegas, they have the mirrored ceilings where you can see yourself. And I was like, oh, Jesus, God. It was rough stuff. I mean, I think, they're in love and it's beautiful for them, but I was like, that's wild, right? And so there's no possible way that Kathy Hilton has listened to this show. There's no possible way, but maybe somebody that's worked for her. So if you work for Kathy Hilton and you are in control of her Instagram and you did this, just know you broke my heart. You've hurt me so deeply, and I love Kathy with all my heart. And I think she is a legend for so many reasons. And I'm sorry, but I have to continue to speak my truth. And my truth is a bunch of baloney hullabaloo. It's just a bunch of silliness. So I'm sorry if I've hurt Kathy Hilton's feelings in any sort of way. But I even just watched Paris and Nicole's new show on Peacock, and I thought it was really charming and cute and all that stuff. So I don't know. I don't know, folks. Anyways, we continue with the scenes. At dinner at Oceanside, we have Kyle to Doute going, I was really offended what that man at BravoCon said about Freddie Mellencamp. You wouldn't say anything, Doute, because it's not the popular thing to say. And Doute's like, if I make a little misstep, you punish me for 6 months. You're the Punisher, Kyle. And Kyle's like, that's true. Once again, I am calling for there to be no more mention of BravoCon, Amazon Lives, or podcasts that these ladies have gone on. I know this is a wish that will go unfulfilled this Christmas, but my God, I'm starting to have a triggered reaction every time I hear about Doute and Kyle at BravoCon. Sutton then, in a couple episodes ago, gives a sisterhood sermon, or last episode, at the dinner with these ladies who were all kind of like skeptical about, and Sutton's like, well, trust and honesty comes to mind as the backbone, a real friendship and sisterhood of these traveling pants. And she sealed their hands in the middle and like a blue ribbon of peace tied around them. which is like, where did she even get this idea? What was she watching that she was like, you know what I'm going to do in my scene? I'm going to get a blue ribbon. I'm going to make them all put their hands in like we're like a basketball team, like break. But then what I'm going to do, I'm going to tie them up with a blue ribbon and give them a speech about sisterhood. Yeah. Sutton in a talking head saying, well, it's time for all of us to come together and feel supported, I say, especially Doute. Because at that point, she had that scene with Doute going, I'm here for you, Doute. It has changed since then. Garcelle stirring the pot last episode, saying, Doute, you reposted something Freddie wrote. We had just talked about it earlier, and you said you weren't friends with her. And everybody looks at Doute. And then in the sprinter, as they leave Oceanside, Doute's like, I remember saying that I consider Freddie a friend. I wouldn't categorize us as close friends. And Sutton's yelling, well, that isn't what that's about. And Doute yells back. I mean, Doute is just like done like with the niceties. She's like, Sutton, I was the one explaining to you. I know exactly what it is. Like she like starts screaming, and Sutton just looks at her. She goes, no, name him, no. I love when Sutton gets pushed. Like Sutton just won't be treated. Like Sutton will sometimes not have the words to say, but she's like, no. I will not be talked down to by Doute. No. And we open up with our taglines this week, which we didn't have last week. The Kyle one still cracks me up. These hills have eyes, and they're all staring at me. This is potentially a character tagline of somebody that is like at the brink of the most paranoid that you possibly can be. You're just like, everybody's staring at me, and they're trying to take old Kyle Richards down, and it won't happen. No! We open the episode at Garcelle's house. Garcelle to herself is admiring her own work, and we're seeing that her Lifetime movie, it says executive producer Garcelle Bouvet. So it's the opening scene of the movie. She's watching it on her computer. She's getting a little teary-eyed. She's like, oh my God, I am not getting teary-eyed about this. And then she's like, oh, Mom, I wish you could see me. Oh, Mom. And, listen, I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. And I believe I believe that kind of emotion is very true. It's a good thing for Garcelle, right? What if Garcelle's mom's like, nah, I'm good. I don't care for Lifetime movies. I'm more of a Scorsese fan. No, but I mean, obviously, everybody always tells us those things too, right? Like I've had a lot of nice messages where it'd be like, oh, your mom's so proud of you. I know she's watching you. And I'm like, that is so nice to think and to hear and to believe. But also you're just like, well, do you think she and she's probably really bummed out that Kathy Hilton blocked me. She's probably really bummed. So she's like, Ryan, I was so happy to see you at Kathy Hilton's. And then you had to fuck it all up. So she's like up there going, geez, this guy, we can't get him fully on track. We dip over to Doute's, and Doute, we got our little Jagaloo back, the little star Jagger. Jagaloo! Little Jagaloo is growing up. Doute's like, you know what, honey? I need to put some sunblock on you very quickly. Hold on. And like Doute's slathering SPF on little Jaggy's face because this kid is precious and needs to stay that way. And Jagger's like, are those your glasses? They are, baby. Come here. Well, these glasses are really nice. Why do they say NBA on it? They're Louis Vuitton. They're a part of the NBA collection. Of course they're part of the NBA collection. Doute's like, the Lakers are having such a good season. But those Bucks, what do we think about the rest of the basketball teams, huh? The Celtics, they've had better years. I don't even know. Maybe they even won. I don't even know. But I'm just like, imagine Doute, of course she has the Louis Vuitton NBA collection. Like, is she an NBA fan? I know she's a Louis Vuitton fan, or like NBA collection is like a cheaper Samsung. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I must get my hands on the NBA collection of Louis Vuitton. Now we skip on over to Erica's pool house. It's a house with a pool, but I always call it a pool house. And she's, the long-suffering assistant of Erica Jane still with her. And they're on a computer. And Erica's like, there are 3 designers that I want us to look at. And the assistant's like, look at all these colors. Fun. Oh, wow. See, you know why I'm making all these noises? It's because of its cost. I don't want a room. I want a house. And yes, I've now heard multiple times that my Erica Jane sounds like Bob Dylan. And I will tell you, That's on purpose because this podcast for the last couple of years has been sponsored by Timothy Chalamet's new movie, A Complete Unknown, where he plays Bob Dylan, coming out this Christmas. And now we pop over to Jennifer Tilly, friend of this season, friend of Sutton. She's preparing to receive guests. And Jeff, her assistant, is like, I don't know where to put the wine, where the wine glasses are. And Jennifer's like, oh, can you get a drink for Tiffany too? And Jeff's like, oh, does she like Diet Coke or regular Coke? No, she wants wine. Oh, wine. There's a little bottle of wine in there, just half a glass because she'll drink the whole thing. And I'm like, who the fuck is Tiffany? And we cut to her living room, and sitting in the rocking chair it says Jennifer's guest, Tiffany. And this is Tiffany, of course, from the Chucky franchise, Bride of Chucky and the Chucky TV show. I didn't realize that Jennifer, obviously, who, does the voice of Tiffany, icon, Igley, and she also keeps Tiffany at her house. And she really goes all out with Tiffany's clothing, and she feeds and, gives Tiffany better wine than I will probably have had all year. So Jennifer's like, here you go, Tiffany, don't drink it all. And she's like, make sure she doesn't spill. I'm like, how long are we going to go on with this bit? She's like, yeah, we just cleaned her just. She's always spilling stuff. I think we got it. Put it there. There we go. And the doll has like that little evil smirk. And a couple of points during the scene, her eyes turn red. And I'm like, was that done in post? Or is it one of those dolls that the eyes like legitimately turn red? It was, I hope Tiffany is a friend of next. I want to see more of Tiffany. I want to know her story or her backstory. Meanwhile, Kyle Richards arrives and Jennifer's like, Jeff, pretend you're like my butler. And, it's like, hey, I'm Jeff. Hi, hi, Jeff, I'm Kyle. No, Jeff, you're Jeff the butler. And Jennifer's like, this is Jeff. He's my butler. I'm fancy like Kathy Hilton. And Kyle gets some, flavored sparkling water. And Jennifer's like, put it in a nice glass. And Kyle's like, your house is so pretty. Thank you so much. I love it. And the camera pans around the room, and there's like creepy Chucky head busts on the fireplace mantle, which I think is pretty dope. But I imagine Kyle, Kyle's like, oh, okay. Could we put just like a couple cowboy hats out to make Kyle feel at home? Anyways, Jennifer is like going, I actually live next door. In a talking head, Jennifer goes, I have a lot of properties. I have a property in Las Vegas because my boyfriend and I are professional poker players. And they flash a pic of Jennifer and her boyfriend at a poker table. I hear Jennifer Tilly is no joke at a poker table. Like she is, I've never learned to play cards. Like blackjack even makes me nervous that I'm going to make a mistake and upset somebody, but she's like really good at it. You know who else is good at it is Trishelle from Real World, and she won Traders last season. She's a professional poker player at times in her life as well. She continues in the talking head, I have a beach house in Malibu, and they flash a pic of that, but we never go there because there's a ghost there and he really doesn't like us being there. I can't blame him. I have 2 places in Bel Air right next door to each other. And they show pics of 2 properties, but this is my playhouse. This is where I have parties. This is where I keep Tiffany. Jennifer, you're probably not listening, thank God, but my God, if you are, I don't give a shit about the ghost. Could I stay at the Malibu one? Like for reals? Could I stay there? Like if I die, I die. Like I'd go out like in Malibu. Like it'd be not I'd be in Malibu. I'd be like, that's worth like getting haunted by a ghost. Like you're right there on the beach. Like we all have to deal with like a lot. I have bad Wi-Fi here. I could deal with the ghost. Like if I had good Wi-Fi out there, but haunted by a ghost, my life would still probably be a little easier out there. Anyways, they're saying like, this is the playhouse. And then they zoom in on Tiffany in the rocker. And that's like the red eyes are aglow. And Jennifer's like, don't mind Tiffany. Tiffany's a little bit of an alcoholic. And Kyle's like, just like Sutton. And Kyle's like, is she there all the time? No, she moves around the house. And Kyle like kind of moans like, that's really creepy. I'm also into horror. I was in the Halloween franchise. But Kyle does say she thinks she owns the dress that the doll is wearing. And Jennifer's like, the dress is Gucci. He made it especially for Tiffany. Jean-Paul Gaultier. And it's like the cream dress has like the Madonna pointy cone bra, and they flash the price, $4,500 fucking dollars. are you out of like if like Tiffany wore Old Navy, I'd be like, okay, it's fun to dress dolls up. But if this doll is wearing more than my entire wardrobe costs on the little doll dress, like come on, man. Anyways, we see Jennifer outside's gate open and Sutton enters. And Sutton calls out, Miss Tilly, Sutton Strax here. It's like, I think that's Sutton. And Sutton comes in, bringing in champagne. How are you? I'll say. And Jennifer's like, I was trying to get Jeff to answer the door and say, hi, I'm the butler. Look how gorgeous you are, Sutton. Oh my gosh, in your feather shoes. That's so funny. Would you like a cocktail? And Sutton's like, oh, champagne is good. Jeff, sweetie, can you give Kyle a little bit more sparkling water? These glasses are fabulous, but they don't hold that much. Right, that is so true, Kyle says. Okay, so do you guys have your outfits ready for my denim and diamonds party? And I'm like, geez, denim and diamonds. I love the commitment to the parties, like, and the naming of the parties. Like, I've got to get more fun in 2025. Like, I got to start naming things that I actually do. Like when I go to bed, I just go to bed. I should be like, Ryan's rocking night sleep. You know, I should start naming it. It just sounds more fun, like denim and diamond. Anyways, Jennifer's like, I don't, but I have so many cowboy hats and cowboy boots. And Son's like, she does. And Kyle's like, it's my first party I've ever done, like, without Mo. And Son's like, well, you might find it liberating. I'll say. And Kyle just stares at Sutton. And Son's like, well, you might finish the party and be like, hell yeah, this is Kyle Richards' house. This is the house that the agency built, which you deserve 50% of, Kyle. Come on, sign those divorce papers. Let's do it right in front of Tiffany, I say. Kyle in a talking head goes, it feels funny to be having my first party alone without Mo being my co-host. There was always something going wrong that he would help with. Flashback to 2019, the 11th hour. Kyle's like, Mo, I love you. You fixed it. Now I can go shower, sweetie. I'm so stoned right now. And Kyle's like, love you. And then in a talking head, Kyle's like, I feel a little strange. Like, I don't know what to put on the invitation. Kyle's house? Umansky residence? Morgan's place? I just feel Teddy's recent domicile? I just feel a little bit lost. Kyle tells the ladies, are you tired after our trip? And Sutton sarcastic is like, oh no, what will make me tired? And Jennifer goes, that was nonstop. When you and Doute had that big blow up. Do you think they make the characters say these things to like go, hey, we'd like you at some point to bring up what we just went through because we want to slam cut into a flashback that the audience has seen a bunch already? We go back to the Vale restaurant in Oceanside, and Dout's like, you have treated me a certain way for a sustained period of time. I'm fed up with it, Kyle. Kyle's like, I was a very good friend for many, many, many years. I don't give a flying fuck. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Can you let me talk? It's okay, Kyle. It's time for you to fucking listen. Oh my God, I just had a thought. What if Doute and that doll Tiffany team up against Kyle, and then the rest of the season becomes like a horror comedy? I'm just spitballing here. Jennifer continues, we were like, oh my, but I felt like it cleared the air a little bit when you were talking about how you felt and she was talking about how she felt. Yeah, absolutely. I felt better. I felt a lot lighter the next day. I also took a huge shit. Obviously, we still have to have a conversation, but it was a step or two in the right direction for sure. And Sutton again sarcastically goes, well, great. Well, I'm glad now you have your own problems. Because Sutton, got into it with Doute. And Sutton's like, well, I was like, excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. I'd like to take over for you. Oh. Flashback to the Sprinter van after leaving Oceanside, where Doute's like, I remember saying that I considered Teddy a friend. It's what we just talked about. They even showed this scene in the fucking scenes from the past week. Anyways, Sutton's yelling, that isn't what that's about. And Doute yelling back, exactly, I was the one explaining it to you. Anyways, Kyle's like, I mean, that went south really fast, Sutton. Sutton in the talking head's like, well, all I was trying to do was get us all in a group to understand that we can express our feelings without being ostracized, I say, without being yelled at, without being ganged up on. And Doute just kept talking about old Teddy Mellencamp. You're missing the point, Doute. It's not about Teddy. It never is. It's not about you specifically. This is about a bigger thing. It's about the group as a whole. It's about women intuition. It's about Thelma and Louise. It's about Marie. It's about Colleen Hoover novels, you know. It's about the smooth sounds of Miss Celine Dion. It's about all those womanly things that make you think about the commonalities that we all share, the bonds of all these rich women. That's what it makes you think of. But remember, Garcelle accused her of being a hypocrite after being, about being friends with Teddy. So Doute was attacked and felt she needed to defend herself about it. So Doute feels like she's getting it from all sides. And like I said, Doute has not come to play this season. Doute is going full Terminator. So Jennifer goes, sort of like how Miss America is when they're asked a question. They just keep talking until they think that maybe they've answered it. So even Jennifer Tilly is in on making fun of how Doute is long-winded. I will say, I think the edit is helping Doute out this season because I have not found her nearly as long-winded. I have felt that Doute has actually made many points that I'm like, damn, I think that kind of makes sense. Am I in the minority here? Because I feel like that's been the case. Anyways, we swoop back over to Doute's house where Erica is arriving for a visit and rings the doorbell. Little Jagaloo's carrying his tennis racket. He's like, I'll open it, mama. Okay, little boy. And Erica's like, hi, baby. Erica's like, serious. Hello, Jagga. How are you? And Doute's like, here she is. Hi, love. And Jagga's like, hey, mama, it's 2:17. I have to leave. He has to go. Yeah, he's going to tennis. Bye, mama. I love you. Give me a kiss, Jagaloo. Bye. I love you. I love you, baby. And then Erica's like, bye, Jagga. Nice to see you. Bye-bye. Like treats Jagger like it's one of her lawyers. That was a very good meeting we had today, Jagga. Okay. Have fun with tennis. I hope you play well. Talk soon. Have a good summer, Jagga. Doute goes, I made us some water, but... how do you make water? Fuck. I made my mother's recipe for water! And, it's a pitcher with lemon and limes floating in it. And Doute's like, I'm so tired, Erica. Okay, Doute. I'm so tired. I was so tired from Oceanside as well. I got home. It took me like a solid hour to get in the shower. I just sat there for what is going on? There was sand everywhere, all in my crevices, all in my buttocks and vagina area. You know what I'm saying? I love when they're all so tired after a free trip. You want to talk about tired? Do you want to talk about talking about these ladies nonstop? That's tired. These ladies I got a free vacation for Miss Kathy Hilton. And it's yeah, I'm sorry. Listen, I would live with that sand in my crevices for the end of days if I got to go on one of these free trips, right? And Doute's like, you're lucky, Erica, with everything that's happening with PK. And I shouldn't say it's as bad as it could be because I'm sure it can get worse. And Erica's like, oh, it can get lower. Get low. Get low. And Doute's like, yeah, but we haven't spoken in 2 weeks, me and PK. And we flash back to 3 weeks earlier at that scene with PK and Doute at dinner. And Doute's like, PK, we're talking 5 times a day. I know, but we're not going to, Doute. That's codependency is what we have to break. I'm single, PK. I've got nicer clothes on than Jennifer Tilly's doll, Tiffany. All right, we got to stop. Eric in a talking head goes, I cannot imagine how hard it is to separate with little children. I was one of those children. I remember when my mama got divorced. I remember when she got separated, and not once, but twice. She can try to hide, but they can feel it in the house. They know. Erica, guys, I'm losing my mind. Erica making a ton of sense there. Making a ton. By the way, she has that new podcast with Freddie Mellencamp. And I hear that Erica does a pretty good, she was doing was it the OC recaps with Teddy over there? And I watched a couple clips and I was like, she kind of seems kind of good. What is going on with, I'm fucking complimenting Erica. I'm obviously close to death. And also, if I do die, please don't play this clip in my, he knew he was talking about Erica. No. But just, you know what I'm saying? It's just weird. It's I'm just agreeing with Erica right and left, but this made tons of sense of yeah, the kids obviously can feel it. Remember when your parents, even if they were still together, when they fought, you felt the energy. You're like, ugh. So the ladies walk around to sit on the patio, and Erica's like, I know you're supported by your family, but I also want you to feel supported by your bra. No, in this group, and I know that you don't. No, I don't, Erica. And I also know what that feels like. Yeah. And I hope that you and Kyle got somewhere in Oceanside. We definitely did, but now I hate that bitch Sutton. No, I love that Erica kind of slightly brings her situation into it, you know? I was thinking about, we'll get to that in a second, because I was thinking about another situation with a Bravo celebrity that I was like comparing it to. Anyways, Erica's like, perfect. We definitely did. Listen, Kyle and I got to where we needed to get, which is the beginning. Right. Where we get it all out, we start somewhere, and I'm happy about it. First of all, I really like Bose. I really think she's cool. Me too. We flash back to a dinner at Oceanside, and Bose is like, I'm pretty direct about things. Me too, Bose. And Doute shakes her head like, yeah, me too. And Bose is like, not that I'm going to go and piss a bunch of people off, but I also recognize that because of my directness, sometimes it can be, and Erica's like, blunt? And Bose is like, yeah, I don't intend it to be mean. No, you don't need to soften your edges for anybody. Just be yourself. Don't even soften your edges for victims. Fuck them. Erica says, the pictures from her trip and being with her daughter. And they flash these assorted photos of Bose and Lael's trip to Brazil, which looked amazing. And Erica's like, just looked really special. To think that she was in Oceanside and the next morning she was at LAX. Yeah, man, it's crazy to go to cool place to cool place. It is, I mean, it's a lot of work and airports suck, but like, you gotta, cool place to cool place. It's not like you're like hard work to hard work. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, Doute's like, and Doute goes, and she's flying in the morning of Kyle's party. Uh-oh. The hits don't stop for Bose. Has to fly in and immediately go to a Diamond and Denim's party. She has to immediately go to Yellowstone Revisited. So Doute goes, anywho, Sutton leading this charge of sisterhood and honesty, it just felt so hypocritical. And then she raises her voice at me, and then I raise my voice back, and then she's mad at me. Well, yeah, I did lose it on the sprinter with her. And then we flash back to the sprinter 1 week earlier where Sutton's like, well, there was a moment when you, Erica, kind of whispered something to Kyle. And Erica yells, well, you thought it. And we bop back over to Jennifer's gathering, and Kyle's like, so when you first brought up in the sprinter to Erica, why didn't you speak up? And Son's like, yeah, because I could hear her stage whisper to you. Well, that's not what Doute said last night. And we flash back to that dinner, and Doute's like, I said she was absolutely my friend. I don't think that she would characterize our friendship as we're super close. Can we stop fucking talking about Freddie Mellencamp? It's giving me talking about BravoCon vibes. It's like once these shows get like a little bone, they're like that dog with a bone, and they're all trying to get a piece of it. It's like, can't we just have a lot of bones? Isn't there enough bones to go around? Like, why do we need, like, it's just like, Anyways, sorry, I just had to have a giggle fit off mic. But we had Erica at that dinner stage whispering to Kyle, like, no, I don't think that's what she said last night, right? Right? And Kyle to Erica going, uh-huh. And Doute's still talking, I was surprised that Freddie tagged me. Sutton and the talking head's like, well, the point of this whole sisterhood pack is that we don't talk about each other behind each other's back, especially as a whisper at the table. Do you get it, Erica? But also, everybody talks about everybody behind each other's back. I mean, Sutton does it. Everybody on all of these shows. In fact, Heather Gay on Salt Lake City this week. Didn't you have an episode a couple weeks ago of like, I don't talk behind people's back. I do it to their faces. But then in tonight's episode of Salt Lake City, she was legitimately talking about other people behind their back. Like that's, I mean, it's just, God bless being hypocritical. God bless, right? Erica says, at least I had the balls to say to Kyle, that's different than what I heard the other night. Okay, whatever my comment is, at least I said, I said it, and Sutton's looking at me like, well, fuck you, you say it. Erica, the talking head, goes, how many times must a man walk down until he can call it? No. How many times do we say things under our breath? Do you want me to announce it to the crowd? And that's not what she said last night? And Erica tries to frown, but like, there's a lot of the Botox, the Botoxy. We're back at Jennifer Tilly's, and Sutton's like, well, this is a dynamic, amazing group of women. And I'm like, what has happened to us? We've unraveled. No, you unravel every seat what happened to us. It's not like that time where we all got together and we solved the JonBenet Ramsey murder. We were all together working as a team, but we've unraveled since then. That's what the show's about. Anyway, Sutton's like, I'm not angry at Doute. And then suddenly a crash of bells starts ringing from Jennifer's grandfather clock. It's like, bang, 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 bang. And Jennifer says loudly, that's my auntie clock. And the women just kind of sit quietly while the bell song plays. And Tiffany the doll, you know, the style icon, has a smirk on her face. And then the ringing pauses and Sutton's like, okay. And the ringing suddenly continues, and Sutton blows out air and rolls her eyes because it's really loud. And then Jennifer points to it, and she's like, that belonged to Cher. Yeah, man. Let's do a whole hour on that grandfather clock. That grandfather clock has seen some shit. My God. The ringing finally stops, and Sutton, you know, clearly in a frazzled state from the interruption. She's like, where was I? Okay, with Doute. I'm not angry with her, but I still feel the way I feel. It's just like the ceremony goes. We can all be friends and get upset. It's all gonna work out in the end. And Kyle's like, there you go. And Jennifer's like, and there you have it. We hear upbeat music, upbeat Beverly Hills music. And we're over at Garcelle's. And they are like kind of packing up some stuff for Garcelle's beach house. Glinda, Garcelle's house manager, and Garcelle's like, well, that over there was a gift from Sutton. You know, she's going to be coming over today in a U-Haul. And I was like, I didn't even know Sutton knew what U-Haul was. And we flash back to 5 days earlier, Garcelle on a call with Sutton, and Garcelle's like, so I need your help. You and Avi, her assistant, I need you to rent a U-Haul and haul some stuff from my house to the beach house. And Sutton's like, all right. How do you rent something? What does that word rent mean? I mean, I buy things to own it, but rent, what is a rent? Rent, is that French? It reminds me of Old Muss. Old Muss just reminds me of a different time. Rent. What a rent. By the way, this is just say like, we need a scene for the show, so we're gonna have you rent a U-Haul. Garcelle to Glinda's like, okay, we're going to drive to Oxnard. Will you keep an eye on Kobe, my dog? We swing over to Sutton's Bel Air mansion, and Sutton's like, we're going to help, Avi, listen to me. We're going to help Garcelle with a little project today. We're the moving company. I said Avi's assistant, but his actual title is manager of operations. Remember, and this is Juliana, I put this in the notes. She's a genius. He was introduced as executive property manager on Watch What Happens Live, but he's also been labeled as house manager. So manager of operation, I think that's a promotion. Avi, congratulations. But Avi's like, I come with a Rolodex of movers. And Sutton has like that, she has a bandana tied around her head, like Florence, the moving lady, and like that little iconic poster, you know? He's like, I know, but we're going to save money today, and I'm going to move it myself. And she flexes the gun. She's like, welcome to the gun show. Look at these guns. Kyle ain't the only one working out like Linda Hamilton in Terminator 2. Look at this. Look at this, Freddie Mellencamp. I want to arm wrestle you like Sylvester Stallone in that 80s movie Over the Top, which is completely ridiculous. It's a story about a man that was, astray with his son, and he drives a truck, but he's also really good at arm wrestling. And all of a sudden, there's a big arm wrestling convention in Las Vegas where the grand prize is a new truck. I remember that. Do you guys remember that movie as a kid? And then he would wear a baseball cap. Sylvester Stallone would wear this baseball cap like normally, but then when he was like ready to arm wrestle, he would like turn the baseball cap backwards, and you're like, oh shit, he's ready to really arm wrestle now. That, like, when Stallone turns his cap around and over the top, you're like, oh shit. They legitimately, that's how high Sylvester Stallone was in the 80s. Like, that's how powerful he was. He was like, fuck it. Hey, Adrian, I'm going to make a movie about arm wrestling. Like, who would have thought of... But as a kid, I ate that shit up. I was like, I want to arm wrestle professionally one day. Anyways, We're over at Garcelle's garage. She's like sorting a bunch of stuff out. Like, what do we take? And in the talking head, she's like, it's been almost 3 years in the making since I bought the beach house that we're finally able to move in. And we flash back to 2022. Do you ever do those flashbacks with the shows where you're like, shit, I'm getting old, man? I remember this and it was like 3 years ago. But she remembers she had like kind of level the whole house and like rebuild it from scratch. She's like, I've been dreaming of this day for so long it feels like Christmas time in May. Oh, this is a Christmas episode. The U-Haul arrives with Sutton and Avi and beeps its horn, and Garcelle's like, oh my God, she really did it. Oh my God, she really did it. I said that a couple weeks ago with Kathy Hilton driving around in the Rolls Royce, like eating halves of the bananas. Maybe Kathy was upset that I said she just eats half of the bananas. I'm driving around Beverly Hills delivering invitations, eating only half of a banana and drinking copious amounts of Red Bull. It gives me wings. What if Sutton, but like imagine just driving by Sutton, like with like next to Sutton in a U-Haul in a 101. I would have think like, oh wow, Lord, take me now. And anyway, Sutton's in the truck. She's like, you're not helping the professional. Come on, come on. And Avi reminds her, Sutton, emergency brake, please. Well, I am pushing it on. Come on, Avi, come on. She's always just screaming at this Avi. Like the other drivers, like she makes out with, she said she makes out with that one driver, but Avi, she just yells at. And, they're like, oh my God, it's so cute. And Sutton's like, I'm Rosie the Riveter. That's it. Rosie the Riveter. And the production flashes a we can do it sign. Remember like that iconic image, but it's like Sutton can do it. Yeah, she can. Garcelle hugs Sutton. You are a good friend. Yes, I am. In a talking head, Sutton says, well, this is how much I love Garcelle. I wouldn't even do this for myself. But, maybe my children, maybe, just maybe. Garcelle hands something to Avi. She's like, this is my Prada surfboard. Sutton in a talking head's like, cute. Avi will surprise you with his lifting abilities. He's actually quite stronger than he looks, even though he's on that Ozempia thing. Yeah, Avi. I did see Avi. I met him at BravoCon last year. And even from that, I was like, oh, that dude's like losing weight. He looks great, man. But I also like Sutton, like, what lifting capability? Like one time I got myself stuck under the pool. Yeah, legitimately under the pool, and Avi had to lift the pool up. He was that strong. He got superhuman strength all of a sudden. I was very impressed. I don't even know how I got under the pool. No, not in the water, legitimately under the pool. Son's like, let's hit the road. I just don't know where my Birkin's sitting. You don't put a Birkin in a U-Haul? Garcelle's like, you brought a Birkin to move? And Avi's like, don't you know her by now? They all three climb in the cab and they head out. We follow the truck along the highway and they show us it's been 1 hour and 20 minutes so far in the ride. And Son's like, well, I think you need to get a helicopter. And Garcelle's like, are you buying me one for my housewarming? It's a little less than an hour. It's a beautiful drive, just chill. They finally arrive, and Garcelle's like, well, we're obviously working on the landscape. Look, I'm obsessed with my front door. And they show us this like light-toned oak door with vertical groves from floor to top with its long black metal entry handle. And Garcelle walks through, and it pivot swings open, and there are no hinges in the door jamb. And Sutton's like, this is so good. They show us like the brand new inside, beautiful kitchen, white counters, cupboards, appliances, Tiffany blue accents, warm bathroom finishes. Yeah, I said warm bathroom finishes. And it's completely decorated. And Garcelle's like, so many decisions to make. Floors, doors, windows. They show a side-by-side photo of before and after. Garcelle added a whole second story in a rooftop outdoor patio space to the original. And Sutton's like, I couldn't do it. It would give me such great anxiety. And Garcelle's like, it was so much. At one point, I was like, oh my God, I need help. But here we are. I love it so much, Garcelle. We get a tour of the upstairs, and Garcelle's like, there's the laundry room, and there's like another room that's like a triple bunk bed. Is she going to rent this out on like Airbnb? Like Meredith, I'm Meredith Marks. I will be staying at Garcelle's pool place, me and Seth, for a romantic getaway. Sutton's like, you're always trying to find a way to sleep with me, Garcelle. Yeah, I know Sutton's making a joke, but do you think that's how it's going to be? Like, Garcelle romances people with a triple queen bunk bed? Sutton in a talking head's like, this is like the moment for Garcelle. We see the primary bedroom, and Sutton in the talking head, she worked so hard to buy this property. She's done it all herself. The fireplace is awesome. The tub, it's like the fireplace is double-sided. The tub's on one wall. The tub's on the other side of the fireplace, and Sutton finishes her talking head, and she's done this for her family. And when you think about little girl Garcelle from Haiti, and it kind of makes me cry. I mean, way to go, Garcelle. She's inspiring me. I'm going to stop taking payments from my ex-husband. I'm going to do it on my own from here on out. She didn't say that last part. Avi helps himself in the kitchen to some food, and Sutton and Garcelle head up to the roof patio with vodka and grapefruit drinks. Well, I've done a little bit of working today. I think I deserve myself a little vodka, and some of that little mix I bring with me in my purse. Sutton tells Garcelle, "You are a beacon, Garcelle. Look at what you've done with your life." And Garcelle's like, "Thank you. I mean, it's interesting because we spent the day here the other day because we were just dying to be up here." And Jax, her son Jax, came up to me and said, "Mom, you've given us a life that's already incredible. And then you did this as a single mom." And so I'm like, "Yeah. Well, they don't say stuff like that. And so it really means a lot." "Well, yeah, it's hard to get things from our children. It's hard." "No, it isn't. I mean, it probably is, but let me be your child, dude. I will thank you morning, noon, and night. I'll wake up and I'll be like, thank you, Sutton. This is fucking amazing. Like, thank you. Anyway, Sutton's like, "Okay, we took a rest. I've been thinking about it a lot. Now, with this group that we're in, the Real Housewives, there are things that's happening all of a sudden." I like that Sutton's treating it like it's truly, I feel something strange has happened. Like, that's why I wish some Housewives franchise was filming about the alien drones that I've been talking about all the time. Like, something's happening out there, Garcelle. Have you seen these flying things at night? It's very scary. Garcelle, what do we do? We need to get these women together, and we need to figure out. The government is telling us nothing, Garcelle. We gotta take it on our own. We gotta find out the information. I got an idea. Maybe Erica Jane. She likes sexy stuff. Maybe she can sleep with a high-ranking official in the Pentagon and get some information. And then maybe Jennifer seems like she has a little bit of money. She can get a helicopter of some sort. She can get her and that little weird doll in a helicopter and go up and try to face one of these drones. Now, Kyle, she's going to try to get out of it. But we got to make sure Kyle does something with us. We don't know what it is. Now, Doute, her anger alone is going to be the fuel we need to figure out these alien drones, right? And maybe Bose, she's a good communicator, good in business. When we make contact with these aliens, I think we have Bose be the main communicator. Sorry, you guys, I'm really tired. Anyways, they're like, no, Sutton's actually going, there's something happening in this group. There's some shifts happening. It's not just with Doute. It's and Kyle. Now we got Doute and me. And Garcelle's like, right. And this is a person that I just had a heart-to-heart with on a boat, Garcelle. And you know it, folks. We got a flashback to the boat and Sutton talking to Doute. "What you're going through is really hard, and I've been there. I want you to know that you can lean on me. Lean on me a little bit." Doute quietly goes, I appreciate that. Sutton tells Garcelle, if it comes to divorce or whatever's happening with those children, little Jackaloo and Phoenix, if she wants me to guide her with some finance stuff, the other shoe is going to drop on Doute. Like, what is, like, the guiding on finance stuff? Of like, here's the guy that handles my money. Okay, peace out. Like, guide, like, in what way? Garcelle doesn't seem to really be caring about this conversation. She's like, what's the other shoe? Well, that PK shoe. That size 8 PK shoe. And at some point, I think she's going to realize that she's in a big old mess. And we're going to have to pull together. We will have to. What? Why the obsession with pulling together? We make magic happen when we can come together. And right now, our little girl Doute, she needs us. She's angry right now, Garcelle. I'll tell you, she's angry. She's lashing out. Kyle and me. Next is gonna be you. And Garcelle's like, I don't even listen to her. No, but it's coming. She lashes out. And by the way, she doesn't like Doute and Kyle have done things where Doute should potentially lash out in a way. Anyways, they suddenly weirdly pan outside the back of the house downstairs to Avi, who is in like the hanging swing bench with a drink looking at his phone. Avi's just dreaming about another life. Garcelle goes, Doute, when I said last year about her jewelry and the robbery, I don't think Doute had anything to do with that. But I think someone did. I think that Doute just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. And Sutton's like, ooh, what'd you say? Ooh. I don't know, man. I've said this the last couple of episodes, but I'm having a little bit of a rough time with Garcelle as a character this season, and I don't know if necessarily now is the time to bring up the break-in again, because she's kind of hinting that Doute didn't, but maybe PK did. And I don't know. I'm a little nervous about this. Are you guys with me on this? We'll see what happens. Anyways, new scene brings us to Erica's humble abode, where she is eagerly waiting, and all of a sudden her therapist, Dr. Jen Mann, therapist to the stars, enters. There she is. Come on in. And, the doctor's like, hello, you look pretty. I've told you this before. My old boss used to see Dr. Jen Mann. She is fucking expensive. Now, I hope there's some kind of plan where Dr. Jen Mann gets screen time and Erica gets a little free therapy. I don't know what the arrangement is, but I know Dr. Jen Mann is fucking expensive. And, I do love my therapist. I do. But my therapist is something that I can afford right now. But do you ever wonder what the $1,000 therapist, do they just blow your fucking mind? My therapist is great, but sometimes I'm like, if I paid $1,000, or is it the same kind of thing? I don't know. It's just a thought I have. Anyways, Erica's like, would you like some water? Doute taught me how to make it. I'll grab you some. I have a lot of things to tell you about what's going to happen in this home. I will be here 4 years in November, but I'm finally now. Well, it's stirred up a lot of emotions, which we can get into. Erica's like, I got things to talk about with therapy. And Dr. Mann's like, for sure, for sure. I want to make this place into a sanctuary so that when I come here, I feel enveloped in peace, tranquility, glamour. I guess they didn't work on Erica's love of possessions in therapy yet. The need for things that seems to be not an issue we've broached yet. So it's I want to talk to you about shit I want to buy for this place. Yeah, real fancy shit. I'll get a girl boner right now. Love it. Dr. Mann says, I've been wanting that for you for a long time. Really? Good. Dr. Mann's like, I've really been wanting you to stay in misery just because I really need to keep seeing you as a client, and money, right? Eric in a talking head says, when I moved into the home I live in now, it was horrible. I would not step outside, and every time I did, there were terrible paparazzi pictures taken of me. I was so upset, so emotional, so down that I just hid in the house for 3 years. So to be able to start over is a big deal. And to put pretty new things in the house, I'm excited about life again. I no longer want to be a hermit. These are big changes for me. I know exactly where Erica Jane lives, and it's a really nice neighborhood. It's a very nice house. We see this shot of the pool house because the front is all covered up with wrought iron and plants and stuff like that. But it's really nice. It's not like Kyle Richards' house or Doute's little thing, but it's really nice. It still is a very nice home. Obviously very different than the multi-million-dollar mansion she came from in Pasadena, but it's a very nice home. And I remember all these paparazzi photos, but I also remember the ones, a lot of those were staged. You remember the one with the roses where she was all, she didn't look horrible in all of them, but Erica for a while, remember the paparazzi photos when she was going to KFC? I still think those were a little staged, or when she was a Maxxinista like myself, and she would be at TJ Maxx, I don't know. Anyways, but I get what she's saying. So the therapist and her settle into the seats in the living room, and Erica's like, these last few years, I was just trying to survive. So many legal fights, personal fights, which brings me to our next point. Sutton gave us a speech in Oceanside about sisterhood. But then the next morning, she points me out. I made some comment to Kyle about what Doute said, and apparently it wasn't good enough, or I should have brought it up to the entire group. In a talking head, Erica says, speaking about Sutton's personality, why is it inconsistent? There have been these occasions in which Sutton's feeling like she's been left out of things, and her personality flips. Are we really going to talk about personality flipping? Anyways, flashback to 2021, where Sutton's like, there was a joke happening at the table, am I right? Who was in on the joke? Raise your goddamn hand. And Kathy had ordered a martini. Remember the watered down martini and chug it? And she downed it as a joke, and Sutton didn't realize what was going on. And remember that? She was like so offended by it. And Kathy was like, it was, I can't tell you the joke. It's not on you though. Come on. I love you, Kathy. Flashback to 2020 where Dourite's like, honestly. And Sutton's like, let the mouse go, Dourite. You had your fun. Let it go. And she starts to cry. Erica continues in a talking head. I've seen her get angry about it, and I've seen her get very insecure. We get flashback to last year at Magic Mike's in Vegas. Remember the male strip show? And Kyle's like, are you upset because they didn't ask you to go up there and you wore pants? And Sutton's like, no, it has nothing to do with pants. I don't care if I get all dick riding. I didn't wear these pants to get all people's sweaty balls and ball sacks and penis heads on me. No, I wore pants because I don't like the look of my knees, Kyle. How dare you? By no means did I pull out $1,000 in ones because I was hoping to get ridden like that Cole Hauser on Yellowstone. No. I wore these pants because I'm very cold. My hoo-ha gets frostbite sometimes. Erica continues in a talking head. I'm not really into diagnosed personality disorders, but I have one. And she's like sucks noisily on her straw from a can of Coke. Remember when she used to do that with the champagne glass? This is her big season 14 signature move. Erica's like, I've worked so hard that is the past and you need to move forward. Why do I get, and I hate this word, triggered like that? And Dr. Mann's like, Sutton tends to trigger you for a number of reasons. I think that anytime you get a should, your knee-jerk reaction is, fuck you. Don't tell me what to do. How dare you judge me? Fuck off. And Erica's like, ha ha ha, well said. The doctor says, that is historical for you. I think that it's less about Sutton and more about your history of shoulds in this group of women. And I think also you have your own list of shoulds of what the women should have done for you. Ah, it's interesting to hear you say that. Because Sutton threw a surprise pajama party pizza party for Kyle. I love saying P-word, pajama party pizza party for Kyle. We flash back to 3 weeks earlier. Remember when they all came over and Kathy and Erica and Sutton, and they pranked Kyle and then had pizza, and Sutton, in that flashback, Sutton's like, Kyle, we're here for you. And we want you to know that, Mauricio has moved out and that's a lot on you. Erica in this scene goes, but I was not given a pizza party. I was actually met with a lot of judgment. Where's my pizza party? Or as Brittany Bateman on Salt Lake City would say, what about me? Where's my pizza party? What about me? I need a pizza party from women who want to have a sisterhood and eat pizza at the same time. Give Erica Jane a pizza party. The doctor says, you didn't get a pizza party because your divorce wasn't clean. The earrings and all of that crap made you into the villain. They slap headlines up to remind us. We don't need to be reminded. Like the headline, Erica Jane facing $5.4 million judgment over refusal to hand over diamond earrings. Attorney claims Erica Jane received $750,000 earrings innocently without knowing source of funds. Headline, Erica Jane must turn in $750,000 diamond earrings her estranged husband Tom Girardi brought her with stolen money following court rulings. Dr. Mann continues, and then you made it worse. I participated. Yes, I did. And Doctor's like, of course. We flash back to 2022, Kathy Hilton's iconic Christmas dinner, and Erica's like, you have a lot of fucking nerve. And Son's like, don't talk to me like that, seriously. It's like she told Doute, no. And by the way, where's my, oh God, my desk said, I had these Christmas bells, but that was the same episode where Lisa Rinna got the bell from Kathy's butler and was like, I'm ringing the bells. It was such a batshit. What a great episode that was. But remember, don't talk to me like that, seriously. And Erica's like, oh, what? And Son's like, oh, nothing. That's right. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Oh, that's right. I'm going to figure. Erica tells the doctor, well, it was also, and the doctor's like, Lexapro and alcohol. Erica's like, that's not the best combination. Okay, I've told you guys this many times. I am now on Prozac, and I used to be on Lexapro, and around my mom's death, I hit a wall in some ways, obviously, and I felt really just deadened. And so we switched off the Lexapro and I switched on to Prozac. And, like I said, these aren't like cure alls. I highly recommend them to people that, are dealing with like mental health. And sometimes, sometimes you need to be on them for a long time. Sometimes, you got to do it in conjunction with therapy. But I will tell you, I drank a lot when I was on Lexapro. I mean, or I drank, like you remember back in the day doing these recaps, I would be like, I would have Fernet Branca and I would have like a Truly. And I would those early Beverly Hills recaps, like I would do them at like 3 a.m. and I would just drink Fernet while I was recording. I can't drink at all when I record anymore. And I drank this Friday, but it's like, it's real. It's one of those things that just doesn't serve me. Even though I did enjoy drinking, but it wasn't like anyways, you guys don't need my whole story. But anyways, I was on Lexapro at the same time, but it wasn't like I would ever get to that Erica Jane that I saw. I would get goofy but I found it hard to believe. And I said that at the time that this was just Lexapro and alcohol. Like, I also thought maybe like it's also her not eating, or like there was just a lot of things where I was like, come on, no, because you can drink on, it's not encouraged, but I never saw the behavior I saw out of Erica, but it was a different time of her life. And Dr. Mann continues and goes, no, that's not pizza party. That's a good that's not pizza party behavior. Lexapro and alcohol, that does not deserve a pizza party. Now, maybe at some point there is a pizza party with these women where they were able to acknowledge the shit you took, and you can further acknowledge the shit you gave that you shouldn't have. They're going to end this fucking season or in a couple episodes with the Erica Jane pizza party, because some like lady's going to find out of like, son's going, well, I heard Erica Jane is upset that she didn't have a pizza party. So my idea, we're going to throw the biggest pizza party ever. Doute, do you still have a cut of that Doute's room at Buca di Beppo? I would love to throw a little pizza party there. Wouldn't that be incredible? Incredibly? So I just see that's going to be a future storyline. Erica's like, maybe they can come over when we redo the house. Yes, I think that would be the perfect pizza party. And by the way, I'll be on call for you that night. Yeah, of course you will. Cha-ching. Erica's like, please do. I think you know your client. I gotta talk to you. The pizza party just happened. I am in shambles right now, Dr. Jen Man. Okay, so now we hear some country fiddling. Ding, 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 ding. And we dance on over to Kyle's house to find the caterer setting up for her Denim and Diamonds party. How many parties have we seen Kyle throw over all of the seasons? So many. The mini pony exhibit is being dropped off because, when you throw a Denim and Diamonds party, I've always said you got to have a mini pony exhibit, right? I think you don't have to be rich to know that you need a mini pony exhibit. Kyle's getting glammed. I'm going to come in on that mini pony naked like Lady Godiva. Eat your heart out, Morgan. I don't want you to say my name on this show anymore, Kyle. As much as I like country and mini ponies, I can't be a part of it, Kyle. Kyle it goes, it's my crown. A cowboy hat for me is my crown. Have you guys heard I love cowboy hats? Cowboy hats, Kimasabi. Can you imagine I just came out with like a G-string and chaps? Yeah, Kyle. I can't imagine that. And I'd like us as a group of friends and family that listen to this show and do the show, I'd like for you to just take the next 10 seconds and just think about Kyle in a cowboy hat, G-string and chaps, riding a mini pony. Do you got that image? Okay, let's think about it. That's great. I'm glad we did that. Kyle, to her glam, in a Morgan Wade accent, goes, this is my new life, guys. A new chapter, new me. Now we do that round robin of everybody getting ready. Doute, to her glam, going, tonight, it's Denim and Diamonds. So I pulled from my collection, which is all vintage. It's not... No robbery happened to the vintage. And the glam SWAT is like, the archives. It looks like Western couture. Thank you. It is. Next to Erica's dirty pool house with duck shit in it, Erica pulls out her finger gun. She's like, boom, boom. Erica to her assistant goes, I haven't ridden a bull since my great-grandmother's funeral. It was such a good time. And
I haven't ridden a bull since Tom Girana tried to put his little thingy in me.
Now we hear some country rock. And we watch Kyle's backyard transform into the prairies of Yellowstone. And a Kemosabe store. Cowboy hats are being hung all over the place. There's saddles slung over. This is legitimately Kyle Richards' wet dream happening in front of her eyes. Kyle's dressed all in black and fringe. And Kyle does look fucking amazing. I mean, Kyle's a beautiful woman, right? Like, right? We can all agree on that. We can, at this Christmas time, we can all agree on that. And you guys, motherfucking Camille, friend of grammar, comes in. Now, if you haven't watched Beverly Hills from the beginning, what are you doing, man? Take some time, learn the classics. I mean, truly, Camille Grammer made some of those seasons of. Remember, we always talk about men divorcing their wives or getting divorced their wives and using the show potentially to exacerbate the problems in their relationship to get out of the relationship. That storyline started from motherfucking Kelsey Frazier Grammer. Like, remember that? And then he was on Broadway and we had to go see the Broadway show and it was like super awkward. And we watched that whole relationship disintegrate. And it was so mind blowing because you're like, fucking Kelsey, the guy from Cheers and Frasier that we grew up with. And now he's like on a reality. It was wild. So Kyle's like, oh my God, Camille. Hi, how are you? You're such a fucking liar, Camille. And Camille's like, hello, you look amazing. Thank you for inviting me. This looks great. Maybe I'll be more than a friend of this season. And Kyle's like, so glad you're here. How are you doing, Kyle? It's been really rough. It just feels weird because this is my first party. And Camille's like, without him? Yeah. No, he's at his bachelor pad. No responsibilities. No photos. no responsibility. Like, guys, no matter how much people hate Mauricio or don't hate Mauricio, he still fucking has to run like a multi-million dollar business. Like, that's not just no responsibilities. Like, it's okay if we're mad at the guy or we think the guy's weird with women, but like, he does have some, I think, some responsibilities, right? Camille is like, it's a party for them. Midlife crisis. This is fun. Young girls. And Kyle's like, ha, in a talking head. I think that right now Camille is projecting a bit. Camille tells Kyle, oh yeah, I know it. I've been there, done that. Kyle continues in a talking head. Has Mo done a few things that I could have lived without that I had to see on the internet? Yeah, for sure. And we cut to Mauricio's OnlyFans that he started last year. He's like, hey, do you want to see me in the bathtub? Do you want to see what my butthole looks like with a rubber ducky on it? No, he didn't do it only. But there was all those like him popping up. And by the way, the paparazzi just got him this week with a new young girl that is supposedly in his life. Did you guys see that? What do we feel about that? And Kyle was on Watch What Happens Live after the episode of Beverly Hills this week. And she said, we don't really talk about that. We have one conversation on camera this season. So I guess that's in an upcoming episode. But she doesn't want to know about that. Doesn't want to, and I will say in that, like, protect your peace. Like, no joke there. Like, honestly, if that's not good for you, don't read into it. Don't read it. But she still says they have no plans to divorce yet. They're just still, figuring things out. Anyways, we have that headline from Jezebel. Mauricio Umansky went skiing with Anita and is hanging out with an influencer 20 years younger than him. Textbook divorce guy behavior. And we see two photos of Mauricio with two girls with beards, naked but wrapped in white towels and wearing ski boots, sitting and laughing in the snow with Mauricio taking a selfie. Like, I don't know, man. Like, he's super rich. He's charming. He's good looking. And he's acting like the single dude, right? Maybe he'll come down off that, but I just don't imagine he wants to get back together anytime soon. Who knows? Kyle continues in the talking head. Camille's experience and my experience are both very different. Mauricio was not an actor. No. Anyways, they flash a headline from dailymail.com. Mauricio Umansky spotted holding hands with Dancing with the Stars dance partner Emma Slater following dinner date and separation from Kyle Richards. Kyle finishes in the talking head. It could be a lot worse. Oh, Kyle. We have this field of distortion in our realities in our head, so yeah, it's wild, right? Kyle's situation isn't insanely different from Kelsey Grammer in a lot of ways, right? It's just, no, it is different in the sense that they built that life together. Kyle and Kelsey was already he was kind of a TV star at that point, right? Anyways, We have cowboys and cowgirls arriving to the party. Kyle's greeting everyone. Garcelle arrives, and Kyle's like, there's a place over there to get tattoos, and apparently he's very cute. Uh-oh, you don't want to get Kyle around a tattoos place. Dude, that scene with Morgan last season I always talk about with the tattoos. She's like, Morgan, tattoo me. That's crazy.
Where do you want me to tattoo you, Kyle?
Anyways, Garcelle goes, oh, that might change where I get it. And Kyle jokes, I wanted one here, but would you mind putting a little tattoo that says, welcome, Matt? And she brushes her vajayjay area, you guys. Kyle is horny. Woo, woo, yeah. Sutton arrives with her beautiful daughter, Porter, 22, and Jennifer Tilly. And Jennifer's like, here comes Porter, pretty and pink. And Sutton's like, we're going to have fun tonight. The sisterhood. Yeah, come on, girls. Let's go. They stop at the Western Step and Repeat, which is by a wagon wheel in the grass. A professional photographer is waiting to take photos. And Jennifer's like, I want to do a picture. I have to make myself look skinny. And they take one with Camille. And then Jennifer, in a talking head's like, people always say to me, oh, what are you wearing to the party? And I will say, don't go by me. I'm going to be egregiously overdressed, like my doll Tiffany. They flash a couple photos of Jennifer's outrageous, egregious outfits. I love it, man. Let your freak flag fly. She continues in a talking head. Life is short. I have fabulous jewelry. I have fabulous clothes. I want to wear my fabulous jewelry and clothes to the local Starbucks. So be it. Erica and Doute arrive together, and Erica's like,
I like the zipper on your pants.
it's vintage.
That's where it's all at.
Right? I want to drink. I want to chill. I want to fucking smoke cigarettes. Where do you think the bar is? In these parts. And Erica's like, ha 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 ha.
In these parts. A little Western humor.
Doute in a talking head's like, I want to laugh. I want to have a good time. I want to get my dick wet. I want to forget about my troubles. I want to not feel worried, panicked, and as if my life is going up in smoke for 1 hour. Kyle greets them. How are you, Kyle? Great. You look amazing. Kathy Hilton is there. I love you, Kathy. I'm so sorry for whatever. Hi, Kath. I'm Kathy. I'm amazing. That's my imitation of Kathy. I'm Kathy Hilton. I'm so cool and I'm generous. And yeah, that's me, Kathy Hilton. Anyways, she sees Garcelle and she goes, Kyle, how are no? Oh my God, Garcelle, I thought you were Kyle. Hello, well, look at you. And Garcelle's like, well, look at you, mama. Bose arrives solo, but she's dressed as a cowgirl. She goes up behind Kyle and smacks her ass. And Kyle's so horny. He's like, oh, yeah. Kyle just continues talking to the women around her. And Bose is like, wow, you didn't even react to that? Bose in a talking head says, Lael and I were just in Brazil to celebrate her 15th birthday. Because every year I take her away to a destination in the world wherever she wants to go. And she'll present the idea. They show Lael giving a PowerPoint presentation, and she's like, I want to reach every continent by the time I reach 18. And, she's like, I want to go to Brazil. I mean, she did a whole PowerPoint. Bose continues in a talking head. She defends her position. I approve and pay. So Bose to Doute, admiring her vintage pants. Where did you get these? They're vintage. Drink every time I say vintage. They're vintage. They're in my collection. Well, look at how wonderful it fits you. Did you get it tailored? No! It fits my curves, my womanly body. Well, you got to turn around. You got it. Look, little booty too. I'm PK. I'm Mr. Reed's little booty. It was my booty. PK's property only, right? We see the guests are playing on the mechanical bull. They're getting all tatted up. Dude, wouldn't that be crazy if you went there and you're like, fuck it, I'm going to get a face tattoo at Kyle Richards' Yellowstone party. Like, that's what I would do. I'd be like, fuck it, let's get a tattoo. Or I've always said this, I've always threatened this for like years now to get the Scheana It's All Happening, like in the exact place and the exact style. But I just don't know if I could go through life. Like, mom's gone, so I wouldn't have to worry about upsetting her. But I just don't know how I would explain that to a lot of the other people in my normal life. Like, I think they'd fully write me off. Anyways, Sutton to the bartender that's pouring her vodka, she's like, keep going. Keep going. Come on, keep going. Keep going. That's good. No, just give me the bottle. Keep going. Come on. I want like a thirst buster of vodka. Well, I'm going to go watch Garcelle get a tattoo. And Bose is like, oh, Garcelle, you're getting a tattoo? What are you getting? And Garcelle's like, 1111, my favorite numbers. And Sutton's like, I cannot get a tattoo. And Garcelle's like, are you going to get a tattoo? And Bose is like, well, I'm thinking about what I want to get. And Garcelle stares at her, badass bitch. And Bose is like, okay, you know what? you're off the voting committee. Country music is playing. Food is being passed around. Garcelle meets Wes, the cute tattooer guy. And she's like, I'm going to get 111. I think Kyle's told you. I just don't know where. And so they're going to do it on the inside of the wrist. And he's like, 1111. And she's like, yeah, but not too big. I'm so excited. And then Kathy comes up. Where did you do it? It's me, Kathy, the most amazing lady ever that I think Ryan should compliment all the time now. The beautiful Kathy Hilton. And Garcelle's like, well, we haven't done it yet. And Kathy goes, where are you going to do it? And Garcelle's like, right here. She points to the wrist. And Kathy's like, it's angel numbers. And Garcelle's like, yeah. And Sutton's like, not 4. That's the number of the devil. 4's the number of the devil. And Kathy's like, no, that's 666. And Sutton's like, I was kidding. Fucking Dave. Got Dave Chappelle. Motherfucking Dave Sutton Chappelle. I can't see too good. Is that Dave Chappelle or Sutton right? I don't know why I'm doing the Sutton voice. But anyways, I love Sutton's big joke is that she made up that 4 is the devil's number. I'm going to pull a prank tonight on all the ladies. I'm going to say that 4 is the devil's work. It's the devil's number. And then we're going to laugh and laugh and laugh. Anyways, Sutton about Kathy goes, well, she said good luck to Garcelle. And Garcelle's like, so I didn't tell you this. What? And Garcelle's like, well, I had a really heartfelt talk with Kyle because I felt like we stay on the surface. And Sutton's like, yeah, and we don't go deeper. And I actually said to her that I would like to go deeper because we have a lot in common, especially now that she's maybe getting a divorce. Kids are leaving the house, right? So we had a great talk, but she told me that PK texts her. And I was like, say what? She's saying texts her, but Garcelle says it like textuses. Textuses. And I was like, is this like a playoff Texas Cowboy part? PK textuses her. And so Garcelle, like, really being messy this episode. We got the break-in shit with Doute. We got this with the textuses. Now I'm at textuses her. And so it's like, damn, Garcelle, the executive producing's a mess right now. We flash back to the bow of the boat in Oceanside 11 days earlier. And Garcelle's like, Kyle, it's interesting that she said that Mo and PK are so connected. And Kyle's like, yeah, how about that PK reaches out to me? And Garcelle pauses and goes, Zoiks, what? Garcelle to Sutton says in this scene, well, I would have a problem with that. My possible ex-husband is texting my girlfriend. And Sutton's like, well, yeah, but Kyle, I feel like this conversation should be in it like, have you seen PK? Come on, enough said. No, Sutton's like, but Kyle did tell me that Doute does know they talk. And Garcelle's like, well, if that's the case, that's amazing. I personally, Garcelle Bouvet, I would care. I would care if my ex-husband was texting you, meaning Sutton. I would not be okay with it. Yeah, but she hasn't talked to Doute in months. Okay, well, maybe she feels closer to PK. And Garcelle's like, I think it's a little weird. In a talking head, Garcelle says, I've always known that PK and Doute and Mo would hang out. And I know Kyle thinks PK is so funny. Ugh. But once the dynamic shifted between Doute and PK, that should stop. Yeah, I agree. It should. It's weird. But I think Kyle's a little messy right now, too. I think these situations make you a little messy. You're not thinking completely clearly. You think clearly years later. But, you're fucking in the ocean without a life vest, right? Anyways, sorry, Garcelle's tattoo's finished. Garcelle's like, I love it. Maker's Mark is flowing. Ladies are two-stepping out on the dance floor. Kyle showing off the mechanical bull with her boobies popping out. Look at my titties. Look at these. Yeah. Nips are hard, everybody. Woo. Sutton watches her daughter take a sip of her drink and Porter laughs like, the taste of tequila startled me. Erica, Doute, and Bose are huddled in a conversation, and Bose is like, how are we feeling being here? Because we haven't talked about it. And Doute's like, I know! Sutton raising her voice to me in the Sprinter! Sutton and I have known each other for a few years, and we've never settled into a friendship where it's consistent. And Erica's like, it's not stable. It's good, and we like each other. It's good, and then it flips out. And Bose is like, okay, I have a thought. Do we need to bring this to, so now we're calling it a tribal council. Which, by the way, fucking the Survivor finale is airing tonight. And I'm here with you guys at 11:36 p.m. and I want to watch it so badly. And I've tried to stay away from spoilers. I want to watch it so badly. But I got to do this. But anyways, Tribal Council is the iconic thing that they do at the end of every Survivor episode. But Bose is like, we got to bring everybody together. Do we need to do that? And Erica's like,
I think we do.
and Doute's like, I think so. And Bose is like, because I feel like if we're going to talk about it, like there was already the beef of, oh, I can't talk to you by yourself. We flash back to the fucking Sprinter van, and Garcelle's like, when we were on the beach, Bose and Doute had a very long conversation, and everybody felt left out. And Bose is like, not everything is for everybody at the table. Hell yeah, Bose, I agree. Bose in a talking head says, I like the idea of having a tribal council where everybody brings every problem, every observation to the whole group, but it's not realistic. And I've already seen in big groups, we're not talking about anything deep. We just start arguing. Actually, I wouldn't say we, I'd say they start arguing. So not related to the Bose conversation, the other ladies have all come to the area where Bose, Erica, and Doute are sitting, and everyone finds a seat basically in a large circle. Camille is there, but not Kathy. I love you, Kathy. I can't be here. I don't know if I was included in the scene, I don't know what Ryan would say in the recap about me, and I would have to double block him, and then I would have to start blocking his family, and then it would get worse from there. Erica points to Jennifer, goes,
I'm living for your necklace. It's so good.
And Jennifer's like, it's Chanel. I love the diamonds. Remember, Erica covets everybody else's jewelry. Sutton claps her hand and goes, well, I just have to do it. I just have to do it. Because, and Jennifer's like, oh, hold on to your hats, girls. Well, I'm sorry, but I don't want us to be so disjointed, so discombobulated. I really meant what we said when we had our last night at Oceanside. I meant what I say, sisterhood, ladies, honestly. Eric and the talking head's like,
oh my God, I've been so tired of these speeches for years, and I've been holding it in. I'm just trying to move forward, man. Like, give me a fucking break. I'm in a joint.
I know what you said. I mean, it is a funny speech. It's like, come on. Sisterhood? Really? Sutton's like, well, I feel like we're all talking behind each other's backs. And I want to talk to your fronts. And I really want us to feel free and open and honest with one another.
I do appreciate the sisterhood moment. I really do. And I think that it's sincere. What's the one thing I would like to say to you since we're all being open?
And Sutton's like, go for it. Yeah, come on, go bring it.
You're volatile. Yeah.
Garcelle clamps her lips tight. Jennifer in a talking head says, I don't think she meant it as a compliment. I think she meant it as a put down, but I do think it's a good description of Sutton. Wow, Jennifer, be careful. Erica says,
it's inconsistent. It's great, and then it gets flipped on its head.
Well, no, I'm truthful, I say. I was just calling something out. And Dout's like, but sometimes you overreact, Sutton, when you are stressed. And then Sutton's lips are all tight and very loudly and with venom points her finger. Wait a minute. You just wait one good goddamn second. Please don't raise your voice, Sutton. I'm not in a place where I appreciate that. I had a strong reaction when you did it last time. Please. Sutton drops her mouth open and widens her eyes. Do you know how many times where I have not been in a place when I appreciated people yelling at me in this group? You know? And by the way, thank God they didn't do a fucking flashback of all the times. But I agree with Sutton here. Yes, we've seen Sutton get fucking annihilated by all of these women. So Erica's like,
have you thought about what you say to get them to yell in the first place?
And Sutton's like, hang on. She brings her voice down to a soft tone. And then I will talk in a very soft voice for you. Just talk normal. Just don't raise your voice. I won't talk normal for you, Doute. I won't talk real normal. Real nice and slow and normal. See, you can't be real and honest, so you can't lead the charge. You can't lead the sisterhood group. Sutton gets a little louder. Doute, you sometimes don't listen.
But that's 10 years. She ain't never gonna listen. She ain't never gonna listen.
Garcelle yells, we've been trying to get Doute to shut up for years. It's fucking mean, dude. But I'm saying, like I said this earlier, like that same note keeps getting hit and hit with Doute season after season. I don't find her doing it this season. I think she makes a shit ton of sense this season, man. So it's kind of interesting. It's going to be interesting to see if Doute can keep that up, or if we're just getting all the speeches edited out of Doute so she seems more concise. Kyle's like, what's the point you want to make, Sutton? What is the most? Like, I've got a fucking mechanical bull to ride. Come on. I gotta call Morgan later when I'm in my sexy G-string that we should all picture of her on a mini pony right now. Sutton's like, well, my point was, we can be honest without...
Yeah, then lead by example, Sutton.
Well, I'm trying to. No, you're not. You're talking the talk. You're not walking the walk. You're not walking the walk. You're not talking the talk. You're walking the walk. Sutton's getting like, and shakes her head and spits out, well, I'm trying to. Squeezes her eyes tight. Make me a bird so I can fly far, far, far away. Make me a bird. No, she goes, Doute. No, she goes, Doute. Are you? Here we go. Here we go. And Sutton's mocking Doute. Here we go. You know, if hushed tones help you, I'm trying to. That's not genuine. And this is not kind. This is not real. And Sutton's gritting her teeth. This is as real as it gets. Look at me. I'm gritting my teeth right now. It's as real as it gets. Doute speaking like Sutton in Sutton's mocking voice. Is it? Is it really real? And Erica to Doute goes, okay, babe, no. Like, look at Erica being like a moderator here. Doute goes, when you start to do that, Erica to Doute's like, no, babe, no. Doute back to regular voice. Come on, Sutton. And Sutton's raising her voice. You're angry. You're not angry at me. You're angry at your life. I say. And Garcelle goes, oh, that's harsh. You ain't angry at me right now. You angry at your own lot in life right now. The mess you've made of your life. Doute in a talking head. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Sutton Strack, the woman who loves to support other women at their lowest. Ooh, we ain't playing around this season. It's getting tough. I want to play Tupac's Hit 'Em Up. Like, this is nasty shit. My 4-4, make sure all your kids don't grow. Doute goes, I'm not in a good place, remember? And Sutton's yelling, it's not my fault that you're in the position that you're in. Kyle gives the Zoiks face. Zoiks, and that's just a warm-up Zoiks face, because you're about to see every one of these ladies do a Zoik face, Zoik. Like, it's like a Zoik, like everybody was Zoik face in here in a second. So Erica's like,
Don't say shit that you're gonna regret, son.
well, I'm not. No, you've been waiting to say that, haven't you? And Erica to Doute's like,
Look at me.
Doute to Sutton, no, if you're not wrong. Well, I ain't wrong. You actually came to me saying, I know exactly. Well, I really am wrong. And Doute's like, really? And Sutton shrugs, and Doute's like, I'm being honest and open and truthful and transparent. My life sucks right now. I'm not in a good place at all. And I have zero tolerance for more bullshit. It's as simple as that. How's that for transparent, bitch? No, she didn't say, but you know, that was like, and honest and open. Sutton's like, great. What else? And Sutton's like talking in segments like a kindergartner teacher's like, Doute, I'm not angry with you. I raised my voice in the Sprinter because I feel like you were not listening and understanding the bigger point. Now, how do we spell understanding? Come on, sound it out with me. We gotta understand. Okay, it was not about you. It's about all of us being able to talk and understand that when we are having a moment, we can still be friends afterwards. I understood that very well. And Bose is like, you know what? Bo is coming in with some clarity here. She's like, can I also say that we also can't weaponize in moments of vulnerability? And Sutton's like squeezes. Who said that? Who's weaponizing? Who said what was saying weaponize? Who's weaponizing? And Bose is like, you just did. When? What date? When? Bose is like, right just now. Well, how? How'd I do that? And Bose is like, she's not mad at you. She's mad at her life. That's weaponizing. And Erica's like,
Yeah, that's low. Yeah, but that's low. You weaponizing.
Bose in a talking head goes, you take the horrible situation that's happening in somebody's life and you turn it back around, you sharpen it, and stick them with it. Ooh, that's war, Bose says. Bose to Sutton goes, not fair. Well, Bose just became our reliable narrator. Bose, that's the role she will fill, I believe. She is our reliable narrator. She is the character that we can trust. That's a big role, right? I kind of thought Crystal had that role the past couple of seasons, and I think she was almost there. You know, I really wish she had been here, but Bose is filling that role. And I think a lot of people respect Bose out of the gate, and it's really interesting. Anyways, Sutton said that statement to Doute when she was getting volatile, you know, because she's a volatile person. Name him. You couldn't do a name him scene with Bose. Bose would be like, excuse me? Bose goes, but we're all going to be honest. It's like, if we know that, I'm sorry, we can't weaponize that, right? And so you're like, oh shit, sense is being made. Okay, folks, get ready Get ready for Camille grammar. Here we go. Let's bring it home. A last scene here. So Bose is like, I'm sorry, we can't weaponize that. And Camille pipes up, well, I'm sorry to butt in now, but years ago my house burned down. I lost my house. I lost my assistant of many, many years, and I didn't get a lot of compassion or a lot of empathy from some, especially Doute. Oh boy. And Doute goes, so I'm like, okay, yeah, it's tough. She didn't feel supported. And I'm like, well, let's see the healing begin. Let's see the sisterhood. And Doute goes, honey, you were guys, am I allowed to say the C-U-N-T-U? I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. So, honey, but she says it, but honey, you are a total C-U-N-T to me. And Kyle's like, zoinks. And Sutton's like, zoinks. And everyone's like, zoinks. And even Camille's like, zoinks. And Garcelle's like, damn. And then Kyle and a talking head's like, where did that come from? Garcelle and a talking head, damn, right out of the gate, Doute. You could tell in that moment, Garcelle is all of a sudden like, maybe I've misjudged Doute. Once you drop that C-U-N-T word, Garcelle's like, well, maybe I like Doute all that. Did we just become best friends? Sutton and a talking head's like, Doute, why must we use the C word? Even though you're being one, let's not use it. So Sutton getting a little, you're being the C-U-N-T. Doute's like, yeah, you are a total C-U-N-T to me. You know why? Because, and Camille's like, you're calling me a fucking C-U-N-T? I called you a stupid C-U-N-T. And Garcelle's like, wow, not a fucking C-U-N-T. I did it as a joke. We flash back to the outdoor dinner party in 2017, and Doute next to PK in a funny voice is like, Camille, you're a stupid C-U-N-T. And Lisa Vanderpump's there covering her face, and PK's like, Doute, come on. Doute and the Talking Heads, once upon a time I regretted calling Camille a C-U-N-T. Now I feel like Camille's a stupid fucking C-U-N-T. Huh. Oh my God, Doute. Oh, can we just... And I'm proud to be an American, or at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget to read when she called Camille a C-U-N-T. And I'll proudly stand up with a pack of Marlboro Reds and smoke 'em with you. And I'm just so proud of her. And Doute's like, I said you were a stupid C-U-N-T as a joke. Camille's like, not at the time. You knew it, Camille. I did not know it at the time. But after I found out, but not at the time. You knew it. You always knew it, Camille. So now we're fighting over the C-U-N-T word. And Camille's like, I did not know it at the time. And Jennifer Tilly's like, I can't. This is not language I want to bring around Tiffany. No. Because she's sitting right next to Camille. She's like, no, I don't want to hear this. And Doute's like, you used it because you needed a moment. Ooh, that hurts because there's like truth to that. Camille's like, no, I didn't. You'll always need a moment, Camille. And everybody's zoinks, 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 zoinks. And Doute's like, you'll always need a moment. And Camille's like, the person that takes selfies all the time, at least I don't take selfies for hours at a time. They have to wait. Your cast has to wait hours to show up at events because you're taking photo shoots. And Sutton kind of shakes her head in agreement, like, well, she got it there. She does. I do wait for hours when she did. And Doute's like, and? Like, I have vintage. And Camille's like, you put them on hold. Who's them? Your friends. Where have you been, Camille? What are you doing here? Camille's like, you put your friends on hold. What are you doing here? You need a moment? You C-U-N-T? And Camille's like, you're still condescending. That's my point. You've always been condescending to me. And Doute looks up, Lord have mercy. And God's like, oh, fuck. Can I just have one episode where they do not bring me up at all? And Doute pretends to yawn, like, oh, I'm tired like little Jagaloo. Jeez, gotta go to bed. The camera Camille says, I did feel bad for you the first day I met you at my house when you came to my house with her. And she's trying to remember Erica's name with her. And I was like, well, that's kind of iconic too. Erica smiles, but you can tell it kind of bruised her. And she's like,
my name is Erica. My name is Erica. My name is Erica. My name is Erica.
Erica almost like saying it to convince herself. Like,
yes, your name is Erica.
Erica in a talking head pauses and go. I'm going to say it one time, but it's pretty funny. Erica pauses and goes,
Cut.
How do you not like this scene? Camille says, you're a different person now. I don't know what happened to you, but you have changed. And Erica's like,
Camille, I'm Erica. You know what she's going through?
Camille sarcastically goes, oh, I know. I feel bad. But I went through a lot too, Erica.
We've all gone through a lot.
And Garcelle's like, we've all gone through a lot. It's not a competition. And Camille's like, hell and back. And Sutton to Dourite's like, well, I really, Dourite, I meant what I said. I will always be there for you when or if you ever need me. And, Dourite kind of, you can tell it's like, okay. And Dourite's like, I would really love to believe that, Sutton. And Sutton makes a face and kind of turns away and rolls her eyes like, oh, jeez. Come on. Come on. She can't take, come on. This is a problem. But, Dourite is being honest in that moment, right? Dourite truly like, okay, well, I hope that's the case. She said it every season to Garcelle every time they get into a fight. I'm like, well, I hope that we can rebuild. Dourite goes on in a genuine plea, but actions are going to speak louder than words, Sutton. And Sutton sarcastically retorts, well, your actions too, honey. Come on, your actions too. Dourite in a talking head, I don't think Sutton gives one flying fuck about me or what I'm going through. I think Sutton cares more about looking like a sincere, empathetic friend, far more than being a sincere, empathetic friend. Okay, so yeah, but I think it depends on the person, right? I think Sutton has a very easy time being a good friend to Garcelle, but I think Sutton, it is conditional with Dourite. Kyle says, everyone has to work on their actions and their delivery. I fucking hired a DJ. I want to go dance. Garcelle goes, everyone, right? Everyone. You too, Garcelle. Kyle's like, and not holding on to a grudge. Kyle, that's all you do is hold on to grudges. Sutton stares and Dourite shakes her head. And Jennifer's like, Kyle, it's a wonderful party. And Kyle's like, thanks. Garcelle looks at Dourite with disgust. Next time on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Dourite to Bose, PK and I had therapy session. He throws out, this is why I want a divorce. And Bose covers her mouth with a Zoiks face. And Erica's getting decorating ideas from some famous guys like, we're going to give it a cleansed spirit in here.
Now this is the bedroom.
Are we trying to catch a man?
Yeah, several.
Well, we're not doing it in here, sweetie. And then they're at the Viper Room, the famous Viper Room that Johnny Depp used to own and where River Phoenix unfortunately passed away right in front of. And the Counting Crows lead singer Adam Duritz used to bartend at the Viper Room. Post the first album being, we'll talk about that next week. Anyways, until next time, you guys, we're 2 weeks off from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Even though we're going to still be doing shows, it's so bad it's good. We just won't be doing Beverly Hills for a couple of weeks. So we'll see you back here in 2 weeks time. And go listen to that first hour where I did a bunch of news stories, but Maritza just put it up on YouTube. That's how long I've been doing this. And I took a break to rest my voice for a second. And somebody wrote a comment. It was like, that's not how Erica sounds. How many times do I have? I know. This isn't note perfect. I know, you guys. Anyways, thank you. I hope you enjoyed it today. I hope you got some laughs. But I thought that was a great episode. Let me know if you enjoyed it. And that's it, you guys. Remember, the Salt Lake City recap will come on Saturday because I got to do the live show at Jeff's tomorrow. And that's it. Have the best Thursday ever. And I'll talk to you on Saturday. Okay, bye, guys.